Dust settles on the ground in the now empty tomb. Before the rumbling of the rocks crumbles through the ceiling as the earth is being moved around it, and a bald figure drops down, sweating, frustrated. Lafons stands up straight and moves over to a sarcophagus that is now empty. 3 changelings fall behind him. They look nervous. They look like they have worked hard. He leans over the sarcophagus to the empty casket below. "They've been here," he grumbles. "They've bit me to it." He yells out, and 2 of the changelings' heads explode. His eyes come back to normal, and he takes a deep breath. "No matter. We shall pursue." And the 3rd changeling says, "Captain, what have we wrong? What have we made a mistake?" You see Lafons grin. "I will be glad to be rid of your pathetic excuse for a being soon enough." And he whips his hand, and a green flash of light turns it to dust. As you guys see the light approaching the end of the tunnel, Ghost, you start waking up. And this is where we will pick up our adventures. You've been traveling for about an hour now to get out of this tunnel. It changes from a very structured tunnel to it starts becoming just dirt and just a hole. And if you'd gone down this tunnel, you would have gone, this kind of goes to nowhere. But after an hour's worth of travel, you start to see the light at the end. Approaching the end, you are now still on Vargir's shoulder, still coming to consciousness, still remembering where you were. But you see your 4 friends around you, and they seem to be traveling with pace.
Why do I feel like I've been gargling gravel?
The rest of you hear a voice come from Vargir's shoulder, seeing that your friend Ghost is finally awake.
Fucking... finally.
Do me a favor, big guy, and just, let me down a sec.
Yeah, so I'll gently place you down.
Oh. Oh, seriously though, what the hell are you guys up to? Oh.
Oh, I was hoping we were all collectively...
We could ask you the same thing. Where have you been?
Well, you, were fighting the Guardians, trying to get Turnish out of there, and Hera left. And then you... Oh, shit. Actually, it's good to see you. You left. And then Vargir and Puck. And then I was only a few seconds behind. But we are not in the bottom of the tomb anymore.
Yeah.
Where is this?
For a few seconds for you was a couple of hours for us. Quite a bit's happened since.
It comes as a bit of a shock, Ghost.
Oh.
time is part of our reality, and we let that go when we're dreaming. Does not quite work the same.
I'm not even gonna try and do the math on that.
But we got the door open, looked inside what seemed to be a casket, and Puck found a ring and a bunch of treasure, but too heavy to carry. And then
Did you grab my bag?
You see your
I'm
bag on
assuming
the
so.
yeah. Whoever's got it, someone would have picked it up. Maybe Molokov. You've got it hanging off the side of you.
So what was inside? Did we get her? Did we get the mummy?
no body.
It occurred to me once you left that there was no way to get her out of there. Not from.
Puck will kind of be running, scanning ahead, and go, we did get something. I've got it safe.
Good. Yeah. And at this point, I finally noticed my death grip on the red dragon shard. I think this is going to be a problem.
Yes. Perhaps we store that in this dimension for now.
Right. This thing's like the size of a basketball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not spherical though. It is like a shard.
Yeah. Cool. Pull off my jacket and I rip off my like silkish undershirt, wrap it around the shard, put the jacket back on. I guess we're getting out of here quickly.
It's the idea.
Right. First things first then. Let's move.
All right. And as you keep moving, you leave behind you a long tunnel of what you know eventually leads to the tomb. Another maybe 20, 30 minutes of travel. The light does get brighter, and there are pockets of loose earth that you could probably climb out of, but if you figure that moving forward is the faster way, you do eventually come out into a almost bunch of like undergrowth that has been covering the bottom of one of these rock pillars, and you come out of it and there is no insignia or there's no label or anything on this pillar. It is by chance that if you walk past you would mistake it for a burrow of a creature or something. But you are out, and as you look up into the sky, you see that it is starting to get that purplish glow about the sky. It's probably evening-ish time on... You're not sure what day.
Reese, is my max HP still down?
You have not had a long rest, so yes.
Damn. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess that classifies a long rest, right?
Yeah, like, it's not a permanent thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the dream state didn't really classify as a long rest because...
Unfortunately not. Not for any of you.
We were very, very active at that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not much resting.
No.
And again, one trip to the dream worlds, there's a lot that could be answered, but you need to experiment with it and see what could be done. Trip to the dream worlds? You don't know what they're talking about, Molokov.
Looking around at
know
the...
that was the idea, but had no idea really that we succeeded.
Yeah, but you also didn't get a long rest after that sleep.
Looking around at the the height of these pillars after traveling through them for a couple of days and sort of position where the sun's at. Can I try and get a beat on where we've popped up?
Yeah, nature or survival.
Ooh, it's not going to matter. 6.
6. If it was maybe an hour or so earlier, you probably could have gained a bit more of a position on the sun, but you can't actually see the sun or the shadows now. It's actually kind of gone beyond the horizon. So everything kind of just looks the same.
Do we bed down here at the edge of the tunnel for a little bit of security, or do we keep pushing, do you think?
Not secure, is it?
Well, there's only one way in and one way out. Presumably no one is coming from behind us.
Hey, speaking of, you said I was out for a couple of hours. Are we being followed?
We don't know. Probably. I don't think we should assume that they are not going to figure out how to get to where we did.
Yes, there's also a fuckload of sand in the way.
This is true. Although, we know that the sand is not always there. People have been drowned by it before.
So, let me get this straight. We do have a tail. We just don't know how far behind it is.
Just to catch you up, while you were sleeping, we had to run through. You know the rooms that we saw that had like suspicious amounts of sand, like in them. We kind of had to run through, and as they filled with sand, it was close. I'm not going to lie.
That'll explain the block nose.
Bit of sand comes out.
Yeah, sorry, we dropped you a few times.
Yeah, Ghost, you'll probably notice that some of your pockets and lining of your clothes has got that, like, you know, when you just can't get the sand out.
Yeah. You got me out, and that's more than I could have asked for.
I'm glad.
Guess we do need somewhere to hide for the night then.
I don't like the idea of right in front of this entrance. Maybe we move for a minute.
Okay.
Might be a cold camp tonight.
There was never any heating in the student flats anyway. We're used to this.
Yeah. I've slept in better places with worse company anyway.
And maybe worse places with better company. Anyway, we're... cool, so you're moving away from the tunnel edge? Alright. I'll say you've moved, you know, at least a decent amount of time away, but it is starting to get dark. And the pillars are still pretty frequent around here. So how would you like to set up camp for the night?
Very good question. We don't have our tents.
Hera?
We could try to find a wide enough pillar that we can all sort of sleep against the back of it, so that at least one half of our any direction, you know, is covered. We can only keep an eye out when we're keeping watch. Make it a bit easier.
Agreed.
There are definitely larger pillars around.
I imagine
Do we have
at some
tents,
point.
bedrolls and stuff?
You've got bedrolls. You grabbed a couple of bedrolls, not tents, though.
Yeah, tents. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because Jed's not here, but I know this would have been top of his list, I will give him back the amulet.
Sure. He'll
over
kind
this
of
evening.
come up and maybe he initiates the conversation, but I know you were a sleep ghost, but we found something and took it from the tomb. I'm not sure what that means if I am holding on to it. So I'd prefer not to be watched by things from beyond, if you get my drift.
Well, fair play. We're in an unfortunate scenario where you seem to be holding many things.
Yes. He will take out the rag and show you a glimpse of the ring that he holds, just so you know what we're protecting. It matches the one she was wearing inside the dream.
Yeah, it looks familiar.
Anyway, thank you. Puts on the necklace. And when you take it off, you almost just feel a cold breeze come through. And suddenly you're aware of everything that can track you and see
you. Sends a slight shiver down his spine. Physically shakes it off.
Well, if we're sitting here for the night, you said no fires, Puck brings up. Was that the idea?
We don't want to give away our position.
Of course. Well, yeah, maybe if we spread out some of our rations. I'm happy to take first or last watch.
I'll take first with you.
Alright.
I have some thinking to do anyway.
Well, good luck with that. And he pulls down his mask and disappears off into the shadows.
Bye. So before you guys settle, what did you find?
Hera?
Oh, yes, I suppose well, this was before we got to the end of the tomb, but I did pull a couple of quite interesting spells that I think if I take the time, I could probably learn these and maybe do them more than just the one time. This one here looks like it is going to help me to understand reading and writings of another language that I don't yet speak myself, which is quite handy. And this one seems quite strange. It's almost like I can make another me or another maybe two me's, and we can all run around, and it's just going to be lots of hairs. Don't
That
quite
sounds
know
horrific.
how it's going to work.
Puck
but-
somewhere up in the distance just kind of stops and goes, oh.
Sounds a bit like a fever dream.
Yes, I think I need to pay a little bit more attention to what it does, but it could possibly come in handy.
Yeah. Glad you got something from Sorceress's Lair.
Yes, it's quite an interesting journey we've had, finding lots of things. Vargir, did you grab that skull?
Yeah, as I'll kind of like pull it out and like toss it up and catch it.
Is it still on fire?
No, it stopped being on fire when he pulled it off the plinth.
Rough thing.
Does it feel like a skull? Does it just feel like bone?
It does.
Okay.
It's not platinum or anything.
No, yeah. I think it might just be a skull.
Do we still have the platinum hand as well? I think, does Puck still have that?
Now, no one said that they
Grabbed
took it.
I believe it's still on the wall.
I believe it's still in the wall, but if you I'll give a roll for it. That's natural 20. So I'm going to say he could have grabbed it if he wants. We'll leave that to Jed to decide. But if he does, it is, and you know it is a solid platinum hand.
It's worth a couple nickels.
Definitely.
He did it because like he had like that hour beforehand. I think didn't he pick up a few other little non-magical knickknacks as well?
He did. So he's collected a bunch of stuff. He's given a scroll to Hera. And the rest he's kept for himself. But yes, he did pick up a couple of things.
Just before
the last scroll that you sent me.
Yep.
Tell those guys about that spell.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think Hera has. I think you said it post game.
Ah, right. Sorry. In that case, when I was explaining those two spells, I'll pull out the last one. And this in particular, if I'm reading it correctly, I think will be very helpful. Perhaps if we ever need to go back into where we were. It's going to take me quite some time to put this together, but I think we might be a little bit more prepared.
You're telling me you've learned the basics of dream magics?
No. I'm saying I believe I have the capabilities to learn it, but it will take some time.
Ghost just kind of goes speechless for a second, processes that information. Shit, well done.
This is very, very old, very interesting magic. Yes, it's very different to what I'm used to, for sure.
I'll leave that to your expertise. Is there anything we need to take a closer look at? Oh, hold on. Looks for his goggles, realizes they're not on his head, and then starts going through the bandolier and finds a pocket. Kind of shakes the sand out of them. Opens a lens a couple of times, squeaks, and he frowns at it. Throws them on. That familiar red sheen over his eyes. I will detect magic.
Sure. Magic does come off. Did anyone have items here that they picked up?
The skull.
The skull and the ring are the only real items.
And the ring.
And I guess the book that I picked up, but I don't know if that would have any magical.
The book. Yeah. So there is one book that Hera has not shown you. And that emanates a essence of. Again, I feel like every time you cast a spell, it's not a specific school, which is actually what the spell should do, but the schools are so plain black and white. It has magical essence about it. And you can tell that this is a book that has been written with magical intent. So there is stuff in it that can be magical. But the book is not going to cast Fireball or something like that. I believe Puck wanted the ring identified. So maybe if he passed it over to someone, or whether he hasn't gone off for his watch yet, we'll just play it whatever.
Yeah, we'll look back. He can look back around at some point in his watch or something, and I can do that. Is there anything coming off the skull?
There is nothing coming off the skull.
Okay. That would make a fine mask for luck, I suppose.
Detect magic gets warding magic from the ring.
Interesting.
Which is
Abjuration.
abjuration.
Yes.
Cool. Oh, something in your pack, Hera. Is glowing. It's not active, but it's like almost like part of a ritual. It's been written.
Sort of pull the satchel out and pull out the other little book. Oh, well. Yes, I forgot as well. I did find a little book on the shelf when I was collecting those scrolls. That's quite interesting to know. Perhaps I'll give it a read.
Could well be worth it. Might learn something. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit cautious about this ring. Suppose we all have to learn something at some point, though, don't we?
What does it feel like?
It's like a barrier. It looks like a barrier, a ward. But if I look further into it, I might be able to discover something more. Problem is I'm afraid of what will look back.
I wonder if it's a barrier in or a barrier out.
Who knows? Shall we find out?
Perhaps not tonight.
Probably smart. What should we do about this? Red shard.
Pull out the red shard. Anyone can see it.
First of all, I can't believe Hera just promoted caution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if it's a conscious choice, then if Molokov notices it, then that's probably something to note down.
I am sleepy and deuce exhausted.
Yeah, that's a fair point. We are all
Back with the rain right now.
yeah.
And you do, like, now you feel just the tiredness start waving over you. Like, your bodies feel sore. You've been on the move. You've hoisted Ghost up. Yes, you can mechanically do it, but you're still carrying another person. Moving through sand is always fun.
My brain doesn't know it, but it also thinks I died.
Yep. And you still, like, you don't feel it, but you do just get that, like...
I'm imagining it like when you wake up from a dream and you can't remember the dream, but you can remember the emotion.
Yes. Yeah. And that emotion is quite strong with you, Molokov. But if we're done talking and stuff, because we have the evening.
Did any magical energy come off of the skull?
It did not.
It's just a skull.
Just a skull. Cool.
So
More of like a
may well be Tyrannishes.
It may well not.
Possibly.
I'm not an archaeologist. I wouldn't be able to tell even if I tried.
I could spend a minute and try and discern if it's male or female.
Be my guest. Anyway, I'm gonna head to sleep. Wake me up when my time to watch. I'll kind of just like stop, tuck her out.
For
Yeah,
sure.
me too. I think I'll do the same.
The exhaustion kind of waves over you, and you guys fall asleep quite quickly. I believe Ghost, you said you were taking first watch. Harry, you're more than welcome to do it as well.
I know. I think Ghost and Puck were taking the first watch.
All right. Puck will then start doing his rounds and leave you to do anything you see fit to tell us.
Yeah, we'll probably not rest straight off the bat. Probably take the skull off of Vargir and sort of push my bed roll up against like the back of the back of like the pole. Wait for the boys to start doing their watch and just sort of be like looking at the skull and sort of inspecting it a little bit, and then notice that they're doing their watch, put the thing down and pull the book out and just sort of look over it a little bit before run the fingers up the spine over the thing where it says volume 1. Crack it open and just start reading the first page, knowing that it's in a language that's not going to be easy to read.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, where is it? Items. Here we go. All right. As you start moving your hand across the spine and stuff, you get this weird sense of the cover of this book. It feels rough. Feels just a little bit smooth at the same time. And then your fingers start picking up the little hairs as you realize this book is wrapped in the leathery skin of something. And I need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Wisdom save is a 15.
This puts a little bit of uncomfort in you, but also a little bit of curiosity. And you hold on to it, and you think that this could give you some insight into some things. You open the book up and start giving it a read. As you start reading it, you see that this book is to discuss the Yellow Emperor and his amazing healing abilities. That's the prose that is given. The first kind of paragraph you kind of get reads along something like, in the dark and forgotten corners, whispers echoed through the mist-shrouded valleys of a figure known as the Yellow Emperor. Tales of his astonishing healing abilities spread like wildfire, reaching the ears of those desperate for salvation from the ravages of illness and suffering. But you are only just reading the first page. You're not going to
No,
spend 8 hours studying this thing?
No, I am. We'll probably do that interaction with feeling the book, have that sort of, ooh, do I, don't I? Ooh, what could be in here?
Yep.
Open it, read the first page, read that, and probably think, oh fuck, I could read this for a week straight.
Yep.
And then my eyes get that little bit just heavy again.
And there's also no campfire as well.
No, and it's quite dark. And I'll just sort of probably look around to the party and probably look over to Vargier. Close the book. Tuck it into my satchel and go to sleep.
Just on that, in the dark and forgotten corners of ancient Kubara is the name. Q''BARRA. It's a location.
QBAI.
Q
apostrophe.
apostrophe BARRA.
Cool. That's where he was known to kind of like be and reside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
But you close the book and just kind of just look at it again. Like, you could read this. You can put it back in your satchel and start to doze off.
So tired.
Ghost. You are left for your watch. So, description of any activities you are partaking in, plus a perception check, plus anything you want to internal monologue or do or interact with. Be my guest.
Roll that check. How's that cocked? It's not bad. So he sort of sits for a while. He's as exhausted as everyone else, so I start drifting. So he sits up and just pulls out his tools and a little. Actually, he goes fishing around for a minute amongst his things, and he pulls out this little wooden box. Thing's tiny, fits in the palm of his hand. Opens it up. He pulls out tiny, like 2-inch sized mechanical spider. Closes the box and tucks it back away, and he just sits there, kind of tinkering with it. It's been a long time since this thing has operated. And just in order to keep his mind active and to stay awake, he just starts fiddling with the gears, half-heartedly fixing it. Gets Envy up and has her sit around and just... He knows Puck's doing his rounds, so he just kind of sits there and listens and relies on his...
You notice that Envy, once you deploy her, kind of comes up to you and gives you a curious look. Up and down, and then circles around your feet twice before taking her, not lying down, but that kind of like half lie, half sit that dogs do, quite close to you, like she's touching your leg, almost like she's being on guard.
How is it possible that you see something I don't? Huh?
She continues to look out, away from you. But carry on.
He just spends the next few hours sitting and listening, just in the dark, working with his hands, relying on his feel, the ever so soft, faint light from behind Envy's ocular receptors.
Yep.
And then one point, that ache in the back of his head comes back. Ugh. That wasn't always this bad. Why now of all times? Just sits there for a while longer. Just playing with the spider. So she says softly out loud, I wonder what they're up to now. Do you think they're happy? Do you think they still remember me? You are the best listener. Terrible at giving advice, though. He ponders. Ponders over the dragon shard for a minute.
Even pulling it out, it still has that reddish glow, and it's not like fully shiny, but it's not fully matte either. And you almost see your fragmented reflection in the red.
My understanding of dragon shards, from what we've learned over this time, because I've identified this, I know it's intrinsically tied to whatever the wards were, the locks that kept Turnish down. But I've already discovered that it wouldn't be attuning to it wouldn't affect the locks. Have I already got that information, if I remember correctly? It's still just a dragon shard on its own.
So you looked into them, and you know that dragon shards can hold magic. These all have a warding sense about them, but they do not hold a spell in them at the moment. They just seem connected some way that someone's kind of enchanted all four of them. But this one is technically still empty. You also know that dragon shards can be used as themselves a source of magical energy. That's almost the battery that powers Eberron. You know, this is what makes the lightning rail go. They're probably full of a lot of blue dragon shards and stuff like that.
Cool. So eventually I let that sit. I'm too tired to mess with something that I should really have my friends around for. So I just sit and wait until Puck finally returns.
You notice he's been standing next to you for like a good 30 seconds. Ghost?
Yeah.
We should wake up the next round. I couldn't see anything out there. A couple of noises and stuff. What did you roll, actually?
I rolled. It's been modified for perception. No, not that page. Skills. +1. 17.
17. Again, you hear a couple of distant noises from animals of such. Nothing too scary. But otherwise nothing. Puck shares that with you as well, and we should get some rest. Who do you think next?
Maybe Vargir. Hera didn't look good. She looked the worst of us.
Yeah. Get Vargir up and get the cats in the morning. All right. Goes over and
Peace.
starts to shake Vargir. Vargir,
Mm.
you'll take middle watch. The other two will take the morning.
All right.
Pulls,
Oh,
out,
well,
pulls out his bedroll.
Said it.
Yeah, go. You can have an interaction if you want.
I'll say to Envy to just keep your eyes open for him.
Cocks its head towards you, moves over to Vargir.
Hey, dog.
No cuddles, then. That's fine.
So Vargir, same thing. If you could describe what you're doing, any interactions, any internal monologues, and give me a perception roll, please.
Sure. I think. We're kind of. Can you describe? Sorry, the area around us is this still kind of like that rocky plateau? Or
Yep.
Yeah, right. Varga's going to take a stroll, do kind of like a wide
Sure.
around the camp. There will be kind of like, I think the first thing is as he walks out, he'll once again I'll use my last divine sense for the day just to kind of like, I think he's still got that fear of the undead
Mm-hmm.
around, and just he's not sure what's changed.
Sure.
So there's just that inkling of like, I just want to make sure that nothing's here.
You start walking around and you get the presence of Tin. You feel like she's around again. And rather than kneeling down and grabbing a handful of dirt as you usually do, you kind of just let yourself fall back into the environment and sense what's around you. The sense of undead is definitely decreased significantly. You get a inkling, almost like a bad smell in the room next to you, of it coming from the camp. Not to your surprise. Celestial, Fey Fiend, or Undead. Everything else seems to be pretty neutral, except the pulse of Celestial that comes off Ghost as he lays there sleeping.
Then I'll just kind of like look at Tin, give her a smile, and just say, "Looks like we're going to be doing a lot more traveling, kid."
She gives a smile back. That's where we need to go. You hear in your voice. You hear in your head.
Yeah. Have I heard her speak before?
It's not her speaking. She just smiles, but you just hear the voice. And it's
like
almost a voice that you have assigned.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Kind of like you just are imagining that's what she would say and
Correct.
what she would sound.
That's the
But it
feeling you
almost
get.
feels- Yeah. Yeah. Just a smile.
And then
and
after that, you get this sense, it's where we need to go. And then you get a follow-up of, we don't need to be close, we just need to be heading in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I can't wait to see Obek again. It's been a while. Probably quite hungry. I didn't leave him food. Shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take a walk around, keep an eye on my friends. I think that's main. Like after that, that's the main priority.
Sure. You notice Hera's there curled up next to her satchel of things she reads out and things happen. You see Molokov leaned up against the rock, his arm just glistening off. There's no moonlight, but you can notice that the metallicness of the fingers. But he, has it covered under his cloak, as he always does. Not as on show as it was in the dream. You see Puck curled up, and you see a glint coming from under his cloak as well, as you see he is holding a dagger. Ready.
That's gonna Varga will kind of chuckle at that under his breath.
And then Ghost, clutching the red dragon shard, or it's under his cloak kind of thing, but you can see the red light coming out, and it just reminds you of that redness that came over him in the pit. As you kind of find yourself, you're looking at them.
Watching them, Varga will just. How did I get here? But with a smile and watching and kind of like having that nice, overwhelming sense of one, I guess, the safety of feeling like there's nothing major around, but also like the feeling of like being back in a tribe.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling not alone for once.
Yeah, the sense of like you start thinking about Obak and you think like I need Obak by my side, and then that's when you look at the group and go like, not I don't need Obak, but oh yeah, I've also got these guys. Like your initial, I imagine your initial emotion was like, oh fuck, like Obak's back at the camp. It's always me and Obak, you know. And then you look over to these guys and see them here as well.
Yeah. And finish off my watch.
Yeah.
And then wake up Molokov and Tira.
What was your role for your perception?
Oh, of course, I didn't even do that.
Can I also just ask, just so I have so I know I have the right name for the quote? Is it Tin? Tin?
N.
Yeah, N.
Double N. Yeah.
Cool.
That's a 9.
9.
I think he's been very much just kind of like sitting in happiness for a little bit.
Yeah. And not so much happiness, but comfort.
Yeah. And then really kindly come up to Hera and just give her like a tap on the shoulder. Hera.
What time is it?
Very early.
I say that. Early, but it's your watch. You alright? You want to rest a little bit longer?
No, it's okay. I'm up now. Okay.
Well, I'll go wake Molokov up. I'll walk over to Molokov, do the same very nicely and gently, just stir them awake. Molokov, hey.
You're muted.
You're muted.
There's nothing more than mumbles anyway.
Yeah.
We'll sort of just put on his spectacles and get some rest.
Will do. And you'll tuck into his little head
Yep.
and instantly
Fall back
start
asleep.
snoring.
Yeah. Love it. Alright. The tabaxi.
Seeing that Hera has also been woken up, sort of give her a nod and you might have to be the eyes tonight. You know mine don't work in the dark so well anymore.
Yes, well, sounds like it's been a pretty quiet night so far, so suppose we'll keep an eye out, see what's going on. But
Yes.
I still feel so tired.
Yes, it's strange to wake up from sleep and be so drained.
Yes, well, not the first time for you, it seems. You looked a bit worse for Khorvaire down there once I woke up.
In the real world? Oh, I suppose that's a question that Molokov wouldn't ask. Yes, I don't know what happened in there, but I certainly woke up with a bit of a headache. How did I die again? It was
Stabbed through the stomach.
Stabbed
Yeah.
the stomach.
And I believe it was a shield, knock, and then it just...
yeah.
And
you'll
even
sort of-
even you might even get a split-second glimpse of that every now and then, maybe.
Yeah, I think he'll sort of say woke up with a headache, but almost be like clutching His stomach,
Yep.
his chest.
Interesting that you cannot recall. Perhaps that's part of the way you left, maybe? I'm
Well,
not
if it
sure.
is, I don't recommend it.
No, but hopefully, I'll sort of pat my satchel. Hopefully next time we're a little bit more prepared. At least have a more solid escape plan. I have a feeling that that won't be the last time that we travel while we are sleeping, you know.
It seems we like going places that out of this world. I wonder what happens if we go into the dream world in the mist.
Oh.
1 point in psychic damage.
Imagine what happens to time there.
Yes, you said it was I suppose you had figured it out yet. Yeah, it seems to.
I don't know exactly how long, but the time between us leaving the dream was not long, and it felt like long. But we were in that dream for some time.
Well, if Ghost, as he says, was only a few seconds behind you, who knows how many days we were down there?
Yeah,
We'll have to find this out when we get to town.
Yes. We find ourselves a local calendar of some sort. It really is a strange world in there.
What was it like?
Sort of like look at your arm and then sort of up and down your body as well, and just strange. We all didn't look like ourselves as such. We took on strange forms. I'm not yet sure of the meaning.
You'll definitely notice them looking at your arm. Like, you know how to read Hera, Hera knows how to read you as well. So I imagine during this conversation, anything that happens, you guys pick up on definitely.
Yeah.
You don't normally dream about yourself doing certain things?
I suppose I dream about as much as most do. I am often doing many things.
I suppose then you already what it was like in there. The possibilities, it seems, are endless.
Are you saying I was whole again?
No, quite the opposite, really. You were almost completely machine.
That'll probably hit pretty hard.
Yeah, he will definitely just almost just stop the conversation there and ponder that for a bit. And then I think it'll sort of hit the others. Have they seen it? And he'll sort of look at his shoulder.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll probably almost in sync, like look to the shoulder, and a memory will come back because I remember the whole thing, and it was definitely visible in there. I mean, nobody said anything, but I'll probably look over to Puck sleeping and go, well, people do know certain things, but
Yes, and that one was already curious.
yes. But I mean, I don't know if the others know what it means, or if they were even concentrating on that, the rest of your body was just as much to look at. We were all very different, though. Perhaps they were more concentrating on themselves. It's possible.
Dreams are weird.
Yes. Yes, so is reality.
You say very profound things sometimes, Hera.
Thank you.
You've given me a lot to think about.
Well, it seems you did not remember it.
No.
We were all in there. You deserve to at least know.
I imagine we do like a little catch up of like everyone else, you know, what they look like.
Sure.
The general events of.
I think the important you probably could go through that, but the important thing would be asking Hera what does she look like? Because if you're thinking you've just been told this, then what Hera looks like would probably be an interpretation you'd be keen on knowing. So if you rattle through all the others, and then when you get to Hera, I'll let you go for that one. Dale.
Yes, well, and then Ghost just looked fucking normal, really, like a clean person. Well, that was
like clean person.
Yeah, and then me, I was well, almost like I had aged about 2,000 years. It was very like clothes in tatters and skin falling from my cheeks, and it's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie, but it's definitely not how I imagined myself coming into that dream. But again, like I said, I don't really know what the meaning of it all was. Is there something in perhaps our subconscious about it? But I don't know. I definitely looked a lot different.
You said your skin was falling off.
Yes, I was talking to you at one point, and some of it fell on you. It was.
Oh, that's so gross.
Especially because you can't remember it. Like he's just describing this.
I'm not going to lie. It
was.
It sounds like some of the things you would talk about when you came home from your classes.
Yes, well, I mean, possibilities with this sort of magic. People don't really know the extremes of it, but I guess maybe I am to find out the extremes of it, but I still felt like me, you know?
I'm sure you did. You scare me sometimes, Hera.
Oh no. Can't live life with fear.
There you go with the profound quotes.
Hera's book of quotes.
Yeah.
It's just called Hera Helps.
Oh jeez.
A biography.
No, but what I've been meaning to ask. What is our real plan when we get back to Star Alaska? Who do you think we talk to?
Well, we didn't recover a body as such, but we recovered this ring. Puck seems to think it has at least part of her in it.
I suppose.
I don't think we have enough to go back to the university with
No, but I'm
by
just
any stretch.
was thinking of there is possibly, these people are looking for a couple of things. Maybe we go back, we say, we didn't find the mummy. That's what they were asking for. They weren't looking for a ring. Maybe we don't need to tell them that we found the ring.
I think we need to establish what players are in the game and why, as much as we can. But there's a lot of gears turning, and we're just a small one. I would hate to get crushed.
Yes, that's what concerns me. I don't want to just trust everybody.
And I hate to say it, but I'm starting to care about these other three.
Sort of turn and look at them.
I don't want them to get crushed either.
No, I suppose not. This is why I only had one friend with university, Don't have to worry about other fucking people.
Yes, it worked for a while, but maybe one or two more is not a bad thing, huh? They have saved us both already, more than once.
This is true. No, they are good people, seems. Alright. I'm going to walk a perimeter. You can't see fuck all.
No. But as you
Sure.
do sort of walk off, I am going to take the half cloak off, and the mark will be there, and it will just start faintly glowing and giving me just a little bit of light.
Yep.
As I pull out my diary and just start writing down a lot of things, but just writing down the description of each of the companions, myself included, that Vera gave me. Probably do a little sketch of that half skull dream face thing, and just start trying to make sense of whatever we can, while keeping a little bit of an ear out, but living here, I do the watch in reality.
All right, you can both give me perception checks, please.
Am I still exhausted? And is that a disadvantage?
You will lose 1 level of exhaustion.
So it's... I'm still at disadvantage. Fantastic.
Yeah. 1 level of exhaustion goes away per long rest.
Gotcha.
That's only a 12 for Molokov.
Oh. Not bad. It's a 14.
14. You probably focus a bit more on your journal, Molokov, and here you do a perimeter sweep, and you listen out and look out, and don't really see or hear anything of note until towards the end of the watch. You do feel the slightest rumble underneath your feet. Seems distant. Quite distant.
Distant, like back from where we came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as Hera, you don't know what that is, but that ties into what we saw at the start.
Yeah, yep. Time to make a move. Alright, let's wake up. Start waking up the...
Yep. As the
The
sky
lights.
starts to become a bit more blue, it is morning, and everyone can take their long rest. Vargir, you can restore all your hit points.
Yes.
Thank God for that.
Everyone can
I
lose
know.
1 level of exhaustion.
I don't have one of those.
I do.
Like a lucky bastard.
Yeah,
But
sorry,
Kara,
yeah.
you do still feel quite tired.
Why
It's
did
almost
you
a headache, like your mind is just, there's so much going on up in your head. But as you all awaken, it is early morning.
I've still only got 2 hit dice left.
Well, I feel a fuck ton better. Right, should we get moving? We may as well not waste too much time.
Let's do it.
Hang on. What's our plan?
We're gonna head back to Kenrun, pick up Swiftscale and Obak, and then head to Star Alaska. Hopefully undetected and unnoticed.
While you guys work out a plan, I'm going to figure out what direction we need to go on. And fires his grappling hook up one of the rock pillars, so Puck is going to orientate you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Carry on.
Do we also think, depending on who is around at the camp, do we try and use what's in your little pouch there to send a message to Star Alaska? Maybe call in some city guards to come and take out this little encampment thing that's going on there. Is that worth a try, or?
Not a bad call. I need to spend a little bit of time there with the doctor, so.
I wouldn't know who to call.
It's a good
Sorry, you
point.
need to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Then why do
Just-
you need to go to the doctor?
Wait, I've told you about.
Have you? I just didn't think. I
I've-
think Sibs told me.
No, I
No,
believe Puck and Ghost ran into the forest ahead,
Mhm.
and then he showed you guys, he undid his arm wrap and said,
Yeah.
this is from the church when I got bit, but he didn't understand it. Like, he was just like, I just want to get it looked at. But no, Ghost and Puck
Yeah.
have not heard about this.
Yeah.
I mean, if we are cutting short for time as well, there's bound to be a doctor in Star Alaska.
That's
Wait,
true.
wait. Why? What's going on? What's wrong with you?
I was when we were in that fight in the church back in
Betherond?
back in Betherond. I was bitten by one of those well, you know, Dre's tribe. And it's kind of changing up my arm in a way. I don't know how, but the doctor said he could have a look and see if he can get rid of it. I can't seem to with any of my magic, but
Should have mentioned that sooner.
Well-
Days of travel so much.
we're kind of not exactly. We don't have time's not exactly on our side, and it hasn't been for a couple of weeks now. So
No, but the sounds of it's not on yours either.
it doesn't seem to be moving. I'm not too worried about it right now, but would be nice to just get it checked. It's like he's talking about an STI or something. Be nice to get it checked.
Like, it's just a little bit itchy. It's not actually.
Yeah. It's just there was only one bug there, okay?
How long has it been itchy? Like 2 months. 2 months.
Tops, 2 months, tops.
Right, so we make time for that.
Do we?
What about the funds?
I don't think there's much we can do about him. He's a powerful man, and I would hate to confront him before we're ready.
I think hanging around you lot has made me far more sentimental. I'd be concerned for the well-being of Kenran. He really has been on our tail and knows what we're up to.
Well, maybe they'll be okay then, because what else does he have to stick around town for?
Let's hope his motivations to find us are enough to distract him from his anger, I guess.
I think the best thing we can do for that town is to spend as little time there as possible.
And also, I don't think he would think we would head back there. He might just assume we're heading straight for Staraluska or somewhere else.
He is a smart man, and we were gone for some time. I think he knows our mounts are there.
Yeah, good point.
Do you think we could convince doctors to travel north, go to Vathrond?
I think I could. Especially if Lafon's that dangerous, then it'd be pretty easy convincing people to leave.
I think that depends on how many troops are still in the village there. They might not let them leave.
Maybe we walk and talk.
Yes.
Sure.
Walk and talk.
You kind of Puck comes back down and points the direction west of where, or southwest. We need to go that way. But carry on the conversation as you are moving. It's about 3/4 of a day's travel, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
All right, we get there, spend as little time as possible. Leave.
I do think also perhaps we might not need to use the crystal in the tower. We could, if I maybe have a look at the crystal for a little bit, sort of flick my earring and be like, maybe I am the sending tower for the day. I don't know if that will work, but it's worth a shot. Maybe I try and contact starts with an S.
Shapiro.
Sheriff?
Shapiro. Maybe I try contact Shapiro. Let them know we're on our way back. He sends out a small escort to meet us.
Perhaps one that
We might have to tell him we have got what we were looking for in order for him to do this. Or at least scare him enough with the danger of Lafon's.
Perhaps it's worth naming the funds and seeing if there's a reaction.
Let's see if you can hotwire your earring first, and then we'll cross that bridge.
Okay. Well, perhaps we get to Kendra and get our stuff, and then we see where we're going from there. Anyways.
Fine. Hey, Puck, what was it? What was it that Arturo said to you before he,
Oh,
you know?
yep. It's going back a
Something
bit.
about something about the Jurassic Foundation not being as it seemed.
Yes. If I can remember correctly, hold on. I'm just going to try and find if I can actually see it. I don't have it written down. Yes, something along the lines of... Oh, you've got it?
Focus tracking him. Drosko isn't what it seems. You shouldn't have come out here until you were in the inner circle before we let you in, and then I believe that's where.
Yep. And it almost... Before we let you in, it was almost like he was saying... He was continuing that sentence. Before we let you in, we were going to see if you could do this, see if you could prove yourselves. Or so. That's the kind of intonation I got from it. But yes, it seems like there is another level within Jarosco that is not publicly known, if I was to have my best guess.
Yeah, that much is
And then
relatively
he
certain.
disintegrated with a green flash.
Yeah. It seems like he trusted Shapiro. Or at least Shapiro trusted him.
Yes, they seemed two sides of the same coin. And also the letters we found on his possession, they were signed off by Shapiro. It seems Shapiro initiated this mission, or at least was overseeing it.
In that case, I'm happy placing my blind faith in the fact that he'll help us.
I
At least
would
be aligned.
Puck seems quite reserved, and he goes, "Let's just be careful."
No shit.
I don't want to fall into favor with the wrong people. Let's have people in our favor.
And yeah. Let's see if we can find out more about this inner circle before we let him know what we have. At least before we let him know all that we have. Agreed?
For now, yes, but I might change my mind quite drastically after a sleep.
Fine, but if you try to slit my throat in my dreams, then I'm gonna have problems.
He laughs, and then just gives a nod down to his dagger. Well, watch your back, huh? And he'll scout out.
A quick question, DM.
Yes.
Did I use rounds of ammunition in the dream state? Because I have it marked down. Okay.
You check your rounds, and they are not gone.
Fine. Cool. No doubt.
But your choice of how much to discuss during the walk, it was obviously going to take a few hours, so you can at length discuss things before things start happening. Because obviously it's harder to talk about something whilst you're running and doing things. But you are continuing your journey towards to Kenrun aid camp. Anything else anyone wants to bring up now that all the party is here?
I think Molokov's staying specifically quite quiet.
Okay.
And almost stepping back from the conversation, hoping people don't ask him too many questions.
Yeah, Varga will probably be
up the front. You know, if Puck's ahead, probably up the front. Probably like, yeah, just strolling along, watching the scenery.
Question, Margot. Did you put your cloak back on?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
no!
I
Please
did realise
don't
that.
ask me. No.
No, definitely put it
We
back.
should be aware that we might run into some resistance once we get back to Canada.
Yeah, could assume
Anything like earlier, a couple of those Orcish shifters will be in town, and it's quite possible that Lafonz has instructed them to intercept us once we get back. How
so. Good
He
thinking.
knows our faces from the first clue. The first key, sorry.
Mm.
So far, every time I've been in communication with one, they change sometimes when you touch them. I'm not sure if it happens every time, but maybe a good idea to, if you're close to anyone, just check.
so the fast and silent approach then?
The only person I need to talk to is Dr. Gomez, and that's it. So, as long as they don't know
See
that.
if you can convince him to take himself and his trusted ones north.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Just hate the idea of innocent people paying the price for our mistakes.
I agree.
Anyway,
Right. As you continue on through the rock garden, you eventually see that they start to become a bit more sparse. And then you hear the flow of water. And you, just before you come out from the rock garden, you see ahead of you the chasm, with the waterfall coming down one side, rolling down to a waterfall on the other side, a wooden rickety bridge, and on the other side are two figures facing away.
That's right.
Fan out. So, let's not be seen just yet.
They are facing away from you at the moment.
Are these the two same ones on the bridge that we saw earlier?
Give me a perception check. You are a distance away from them.
Yeah, sure. 19 plus 1, 20.
Nice. They do appear to be orcs, but it's a bit hard for you to tell if they are the same.
Yeah, right.
What's the same hosts, the same
Form.
people.
Or
They might be the same form, but they might not be the same two beings that were there originally.
Yeah, I gotcha. We can either go around, or we can't go under it, can't go over it.
As I recall, there isn't a way around, is there?
Can't go around it.
Not directly. You're coming from west to east. I should have said east before, not west. West to east. So north, the water is coming down, goes to a waterfall, goes under the bridge, and then to the south, it goes down another waterfall. So it's almost like a 3-step bit.
But fast-moving, big river.
It's not rapids, but there's
But
definitely
it's in like a chasm as well. So
Yes.
like, definitely not something that's like fordable.
Yep.
At least around here.
What are the chances we could use the same story as before? Except this time we're returning, we got caught up at one of the excavation sites.
I think we'd be lucky. I think LaFons knows who we are now.
Guess then just be ready to.
To what? to kill them.
No, that was Seb talking. I was gonna say throw them off the bridge, and then I was like, no. That's not what Vargay would say.
Puck just gives you a side eye.
How far is the distance
Just a slow
from
nod.
the edge of the bridge to the water?
It's not far. About 30, 40 feet down.
Into water, I mean.
What if we just tell them we're travelers passing by? They look like they're stopping people from coming this way. If we're coming from that way, we just say, oh, we didn't see anybody else. We've been traveling from Staralaska. We got lost. We took a wrong turn at the second pillar to the right, not the left, and here we are.
If it's the same one and ones as last time, we don't know who we are.
I also don't think it matters if they're the same. I think these troops know who we are now.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. LaFons has probably said.
We're not exactly an inconspicuous lot.
I love imagining like we're still walking and we're actually just getting really like by the time we're having this conversation and we're actually right next to them. Like,
I think Ghost stopped you at the edge of the forest.
Yeah.
So there's about
Look,
30 feet to the side of the bridge. The bridge is about 30 feet across, and then they're on the other side of that.
Look, there's only one way to. There's only one way.
Sorry, no, you go.
There's only one way to find out, and we don't exactly have time on our side, so I think we need to just make a decision.
I think we just go. I would lead the way if you want.
Okay. I was going to say if they're working for LaFons, then they're probably going to attack us. We may as well just take them out before they see us.
Puck will give you a grin.
Time is not on our side, as you said, Vargi.
How long's the bridge?
About 30, 40 feet long.
Well, how about this then?
You do remember that it took one person at a time, though.
Yeah. Ghost and Hera. And maybe even Puck. I thought you guys stay on this side of the bridge. I'll try and get to as close as I can before Vargir follows behind. I try and talk to them and see if they will let us through. But if not, I can take a few hits while I wait for you to catch up.
Alright. Solid plan.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so Puck, Ghost, and Hera, you're just waiting on the tree line. Molokov, you head towards the bridge, and as you reach it, you see that they're still facing off in the other direction, but you do look down at its kind of shoddy build, and you imagine if you and Vargir got on it, it probably would not hold.
Yeah, so I'll sort of wait for Vargir to be there at the end of the bridge with me, and then I'm going to sort of straighten up, roll the shoulders back, and start making my way across and say, "Hail, friends!" As I start walking.
Step out onto the bridge and you hear start swinging and creaking as the two orcs kind of turn around confused. Hey, stop! Don't come any further.
I just sort of keep like, almost not even like doing that like weird like step, like looking down, like, sorry, I can't quite hear you. It's quite creaky, and
No.
the river.
Stop!
The river is going.
Stop!
Hello.
They're gonna.
Yes,
Are you all right there? Everything? And I'll just keep yelling.
I'm just testing the bridge for my friends. I think it's okay. Do you guys know this bridge?
Stop!
Yeah, if I stand on
keep-
that bridge with him, that's gonna break.
They keep yelling out. They go, "That's far enough. That's far enough." Give me a deception check.
Yeah.
Well played.
11 minus 1, so that's a solid 10.
Solid 10. Hey, so stop! So, and when you get about halfway across, you see them look at each other and talk and kind of, all right, keep coming.
Thank you. I'm coming.
and they will pull you across. Once you get off, they kind of like yank you off the bridge.
Hey, whoa. Yeah. Hello. Hey, Vargir, it's okay. You come now.
No.
I'll start walking on. Yeah, I'm on my way. Don't worry. I just gotta keep my. I'm a pretty big fellow. I don't want this bridge here to break.
They turn to you, Molokov, and they go, tell your friend to stop.
If you guys could actually hold on to the other end so it stops swaying, that would be really helpful. Could you do that for me? Thanks, you guys are good fellows.
I'm gonna hold the bridge now.
Roll me a deception check, Vargir.
That's 18 plus 4.
Nice. He's gonna fall. The bridge is kind of. And they hold the sides with you, Molokov, and Vargir finally gets across as you two are over there. Now they kind of like not shove you, but they push you away from the start of the bridge, and you see them grab their spears, and they go, "Now,
Hey, whoa.
who are you?"
Vargir, as I put out my hand.
They look at it and kind of just like tap it with a spear. What is your business here? You shouldn't be coming from that direction.
Why not?
Oh, it's dangerous down there. Where have you come from? What is your business here?
Well, we were wandering around the rock forest, and we got lost. And
Well, why the heck would you be running around the rock forest? No one goes in there.
well, we did.
Oh, clearly so. You idiots. Oh, one of them turns to the other and goes, "You probably want to be adventurers, looking for excitement and stuff, and probably, on the same trial." And then the other one goes, "Shh,
You've seen it. This is one of the wonders of this world. It's crazy what's going on out there.
He clearly hasn't traveled much, if that's what he... Anyway.
Hey, would you be able to point us to Kenrun?
You see them hesitate at that. What's your business there?
Nothing. We were just told it's a good place to stop and rest.
Well, how long ago were you told that? It's rubble. It's nothing anymore. There's no business there at all.
What do you mean it's rubble?
The town doesn't exist. It's a war zone. A battle zone.
Yes, but the last I heard was some form of aid camp, yes?
You see one of them looks to him again, goes... You see them kind of like hold their spears a bit tighter. Who sent you?
No one sent us.
No one. Just traveling.
Narrows his eyes. Roll me another deception check, each of you.
And it sort of, as like they're getting more and more suspicious, just kind of tucks the arm a little further behind.
Yep.
Make sure it's out of sight.
19. 15. Plus 4.
Another, 12.
Well,
I'm gonna also message Molokov quickly, and I'm gonna just go pat Vargir on the shoulder if everything is okay. Seeing that they've been standing there talking for a second.
yeah.
And they're like, look, me and my friend here, I'll just put my arm on Vargir's shoulder. We're just humble travelers. We just heard there was a place to rest earlier. Like, is there no one there? Have we been lied to?
See him turn to his friend, kind of like give each other a look and go, "It's been fully deserted, unfortunately. There's nothing here for you. You should make your way and move on." You can roll me an insight check for that.
Yeah, I would definitely love to.
As players, you probably know already what's coming.
Ha! Not with a natural 2, though.
No.
18.
18. Yeah, he's trying to come up with something back here.
Right. Okay, so it seems like they're lying about the fact that...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because Varga's getting a bit stressed about Obak at this point.
Yeah.
Can I... So, are we, like, on the other side of them now? And they're facing away from the bridge?
Correct.
Sort of with the hand that was just on Varga's shoulder, I was going to sort of almost, like, put it behind his back and try and give, like, a...
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Yeah. Sleight of mechanical hand. I don't... How dexy am I?
And I'm going to go perception.
So that's a 16.
Nice. The rest of you...
Right.
You go.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, could I try keep their focus on like me?
Sure. They roll pretty low on their perception anyway, so they're kind of focusing on you now. So go ahead with what you want to say. But the rest of you see
nothing.
Molokov kind of give that hand signal.
Hera, do you think that means come in a hurry or just make ourselves known?
Well, I did just tell him to say whether or not everything was okay. He gave a signal. It seems to be going okay. I suppose we just slowly start making our way over. This one at a time on this bridge. Do we have to split ourselves quite far apart?
I think it was more one at a time for me and Molokov, right?
It probably would be for them as well. Maybe not Puck and Ghost, but definitely Hera.
I have envy too. So
True.
That's how I travel.
Maybe I start going first, and then the two of you follow a little bit closer.
Yeah, just make ourselves known. Be friendly, I guess.
You see them still holding their spears quite tightly to Vargir and Molokov, and they go, You best be on your way. There's nothing for you to see here.
We'll wander out from the edge of the forest.
Sure.
What are you guys doing here if the camp is all broken?
We're here on private business. This bridge is too dangerous to cross.
So you just stand at a bridge all day?
We just crossed it.
That's true.
Yes, you were very, very lucky that you came across. But
well, they're crossing it.
you see him like,
You really expect us to walk across this thing?
Yeah, it's fine. I did it.
Hey, stop! There's no...
No, it's fine. Actually, what you should do, can you grab either side of the bridge, please?
What?
Excuse me.
No, we're gonna help you.
Area.
We're gonna grab the sides of the bridge so we can look. And I'm gonna move out the way of the guards and grab the bridge. It's just so it doesn't sway. Keep talking to me. Tell me what's happening.
You see them
I'm really not fucking comfortable with this.
Yeah, I know you're afraid.
They let you push them out of the way, and you get everyone across the bridge. And as the last person, we'll say Puck is the last one to cross. You see the guards now kind of, one's whispering to the other, and they go, "Oh, are you all together?"
All right, see you later. And we're gonna.
Hold on.
No. It's all. We've crossed the bridge. We're fine. Thanks. You did your job. You stood at a bridge.
Before you go, he says, looking at the five of you standing together. You see him dart up and down on you, Vargir, and then move down to Puck and Ghost, and up to Hera and Molokov. And you see him kind of counting in his head. As he sees 1, 2, you see him mouth the word tabaxi.
And in response to that, it's quite obvious what they're kind of piecing together, and I'll just like kind of lean into one quite closely and just say, "Do you really want to die here?"
Oh, not what I was going to go with.
Give me an intimidation check.
That was not what I was expecting from Vargir.
I was reaching into a.
I'm trying to save them. 14.
I'm trying to save you, otherwise I will kill you.
14.
Well,
okay.
No, you're not going to give me a choice.
I'm gonna roll on that. You lean into the one that's not talking. Not gazing up and down. And he looks at you, and you see him just kind of go. Puts his hand on the shoulder and goes, "Why don't we just let them pass?"
Thanks, friends.
And the other one turns to him confused, and he just looks at him like, "Why don't we let them pass?" They kind of drop their spears and go, "You lot have a good day."
You too. Be safe. All right, team.
Hey, by the way, don't go traveling through there. It's fucking dangerous.
They are now just looking at you suspiciously.
Let's not taunt them any longer, guys. We've made it across.
One more before I go, I do give him a little salute with the mechanical arm. And walk away.
You see one of them turn and it's like,
That's the guy.
you do get the feeling that you have been described.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll saddle up right next to Puck as we have our backs turned to them and walk away. Do they need to take a little dip in the river, or are we okay here?
You see him pulling back his crossbow.
No.
I'm gonna say you're a bit ahead of this fog, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I thought.
Was that an agreement from Puck?
He's loading his crossbow. He just looks at you.
I think we just need to be quick. I don't think they have a means of contacting anybody from where they are. One of them definitely recognized us. The other decided not to die, it seems. Perhaps we let them live an extra day.
Let's keep moving then.
But I think stopping the town is not going to be necessarily an option anymore.
No.
Puck will unload his crossbow and just... I was gonna say like de-escalate or
Yeah.
Let's move on. And then pick up the pace and you guys kind of move off. You are now probably about... Oh, sorry, just before you go. You're now probably about, you recognize, about an hour away from the camp. The rock garden is still present, but it's very sparse now. So, go for it, Hera.
Just sort of in knowing that we're now past that bridge, probably only like an hour out, I will summon Patrick and I'm going to throw him up as a bird and get him to circle back quickly and sort of go back and do like a little loop over and just double check that those two guards are just standing at the bridge, and then if they are, fly forward and go past us and get him to sort of float just under 100 feet away, so that when we're about 100 feet out from the village, he can tell me how many changelings he can see there, and just do like a little recon mission.
Well, why don't we do a quick top up of the coffee, and then we can see what he says.
Beautiful.
Oh.
as Patrick flies away from you, heading back towards the bridge, you see you're going through Patrick's eyes for this.
Yes, yeah, I would like to.
Give me a
I'll-
perception
I'll-
check, please,
I'll-
which will also go into when he goes to the aid camp.
Ooh. Perception. +3, so 16.
16. Flies over, and you see the two figures at the bridge kind of huddled in together. And Patrick kind of does a swoop around the bridge and comes back. And you see through his eyes that they are holding a almost bean-shaped orange kind of item. And they are both kind of huddled over it, speaking into it.
Yep, go.
Before Patrick goes up and flies off to the aid camp and will contact you when you're within 100 feet.
Yep, that's cool. I suppose I'll come out of looking through him for a minute, knowing that he's up ahead, and I'll just let the group know, be like, so I don't think those two are following us, but I think they've got the means to have warned the camp that we're on the way. Maybe sort of shoot a little side eye to Puck. Maybe we should have taken more precautions, but too late for that now. But they might know that we're coming. I think this is going to be a snatch and grab for the mounts. I know you want to see the Dr. Vagir, but realistically...
Yeah, no, I understand.
Not that I don't want you to get better, but
I'll be fine.
no point getting better if you're going to get turned to dust.
Fair enough. All right. How far out are we?
About an hour.
Getting close now. I'll send Patrick forward to see what he can see.
Right.
He'll lead us now.
So if you remember correctly, you'll be arriving from the northwest of the camp.
Yeah. Oh, my boy. My boy.
So, unless there are any other preparations and you're just kind of heading in, you now get about, 100 feet from the camp. And Patrick contacts you, Hera. It says, scattering of orcs, not much activity, mounts are by the staff huts.
You muted.
I'll sort of hear that, sort of let them know that there's like a scattering of orcs. I'll sort of respond back and be like, not much movement. Can you see the healers or no?
Takes a beat. No healers seen outside.
Okay, you can't see any of the medics, but perhaps they're all indoors, but maybe they have cleared this site out. Either way, there's definitely a few orcs around. I say we approach, maybe go alongside of the outskirts of the town. Try not to get noticed.
I think we should
Is the
prepare for a fight no matter what.
is the crown militia there as well? Just the orcs.
Just the orcs.
Just the orcs.
Good.
So
How-
plan is to come around. Oh, sorry, just come around from the side. Is that what you're saying, Hera?
Again, those measurements aren't accurate, by the way.
No. I assume so.
That's essentially what I'm saying. My plan is if we're coming from up there, we go maybe even behind these rocks, come behind the washrooms.
Behind
down.
these rocks. And then
Yeah,
through.
but like
Yeah.
as wide a berth as possible, essentially try and not be noticed.
Sure.
I know it's sort of just basically rocks and plains. I don't know how. There's probably not a lot of cover, but unless we get caught, and then we just move as quickly as possible.
How, of all the orcs we've met, what sort of, two questions. How tall have these orcs been, and how tall was the Fons?
I would say the orcs ranged from about 6 foot to 6.5 foot. Lafons stood quite tall at probably near 7 foot tall, as he has taken on the figure of important stature.
Oh boy.
Is there any way perhaps only one of us could get close enough to the staff huts and just untie the animals, let them run away, sort of thing?
That's probably Puck's strong point.
I'm more than happy to try and do that.
I've charged up this for the day. It's probably only a one-time use, but I can use it to create a false image. I could appear like someone else. It doesn't change how tall I am. I'll still be a 4-foot orc. There's no medical team around. Seems risky.
I just assume the medical team's just inside.
It is evening as well, remember? Or coming on to evening. It's taking you 3/4 of the day to get here.
Do we hold off for an hour or two, wait until they're eating in the mess hall?
Do the orcs look like active and ready and waiting for something, or are they just like
from where
around?
you are, so Patrick's just given the description that there is a scattering of orcs, but you give me a perception check from, because you guys are probably about 100 feet from the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a natural one.
You can see some bodies moving around, but you can't tell what stance they're in.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying, they might not even be aware yet. And it took all 5 of us for 2 of them to realize who we were. One person going in, I don't think they'll suspect a thing. And Hera, were there orcs round the mounts?
Doesn't seem to be.
No, they are just around in general.
Well, if they knew we were coming back, I'm sure they would either, Lord, I say it, killed them, or at least known we were coming back for them. I don't think they are suspecting we'd be here.
That is almost a good thing and a bad thing. If they don't know that we're coming back, then I worry who the people at the bridge are contacting.
I suspect Lafons. No?
Yes. Which makes me think we need to move with much haste.
Yeah, so let's just... Look, I agree, maybe take precautions, Puck. If we end up here, kind of like describing it.
Yeah.
But I'm essentially saying if we end up here, let Puck go and untie them. He can just jump on Swift Scale. I can call Obek over, and we can just get out of there. Done.
I like your thinking. Shall I go ahead and start on these untying?
I think so, unless anyone else.
That sounds good to me. I think time is, in an ideal world, we'd wait till night, but I don't want to see Lafons.
Neither do I.
So I suppose we just set ourselves up somewhere heading over here if we can.
Sure. Can I get a group stealth check, please?
Oh no!
There it is.
Sorry for ruining this, guys.
Here we go.
Yeah, no. Watch me roll with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
that is-
Are you still
that is a-
exhausted?
Nope, but I have heavy armor on.
And here
Oh,
is a
yeah,
disadvantage as
disadvantage.
well.
That's right.
Look, that's not bad for disadvantage though. It's a 12.
Mine was an 18, and then it was a
Oh, no,
3.
12.
It's a 15 at disadvantage. I rolled a 12.
And I suppose I will. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Roll for puck.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have
Oh,
with a
no.
natural one.
Wait, lucky.
Oh yes.
Like it,
Good
he's
call.
halfling, yeah.
Lucky you remembered.
I see what you did there. Sorry, I'll show you.
That is a much better roll.
21 for me. I couldn't have done much better.
Okay. As you you're not grouping up, but you're starting to move to your places around the camp. Viger and Puck, you go off, and he goes, "Wait here, and I'll be back soon." Runs off to the staff huts. My question is the other three of you, are you doing anything? Are you wanting to do anything? Now that you're closer, you do see a couple of the orcs just walk around. They've got their spears in their hands, but they are just kind of walking around the village, the camp. From here, you can probably see about 10 or so spread out. None of them are paired up.
Are we, just for like sort of reference, I guess, are we all following to about down here? Was that
That's
right?
up to you. That's where Puck and Vargera are going.
Okay, I just need to
That's
check.
also where I'm planning on going to hide out. Unless you wanted to go somewhere else.
I just wanted to check what the distance is on message.
120 feet.
Yeah.
That is 100. Okay, in that case, yeah, I will still go down here. I'll probably go with Vargir. Try and sort of stealthily curve around. And I'm going to be keeping an eye out to see if there's any orcs coming close to Puck.
Okay.
And then
Give me a perception check.
holding a reaction.
Yeah.
Fuck. Disadvantage checks. Ooh. Not terrible. Perception is going to be 15.
15. You kind of poke your head out. You see Puck, and you see him down by the ropes. You see him kind of doing this, and then you see him reach into his pocket, and then reach into another pocket down by the ropes. And you do see an orc walking across here, and he is heading down towards the animals. Just walking with a spear.
What do your elvish eyes see? No.
What do your cat eyes see?
Yeah, that's the one. What do your tabaxi eyes see?
I did have an idea, but I think that's going to cause too much panic. So I think I'll... Seeing that, I'll almost just like jump on message to Puck. And I'll be like, there's an orc just coming down the door, the staff huts now. Hide behind Olbeck for a second. He looks like he'll just keep walking.
Message you can reply.
Yeah, message you can reply.
You hear back, something's up with these ropes. Something doesn't seem quite right. And you see him jump up behind Obak and just like lean up against him, and Obak's like,
Pulse.
A grin comes across Obak's face. But you see this orc come around, kind of look at the animals and give a snarl before turning back and heading back the way he comes.
Here is has he got him?
Turn to Bagheer and as you say that even and be like, is there something's going on with the ropes?
What do you mean something's got? What do you mean something's got? Does Puck not know how to untie a knot?
I mean, he's got knives there as well. Maybe this... Shit, maybe this is a trap. Maybe they did know we're coming.
Ah, fuck. Look, we need to get one of the two techie boys over there. Maybe I can make a distraction somewhere else. You wait here. Where are the other two?
I think
Me and,
everyone is down in that corner at the moment.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Me and
right,
Molotov,
okay.
I think, are here. We're just around the other side of a rock, so we're not
Sure.
Yep.
I'll come around then.
clumped together.
And explain that everything to you. There's something the ropes. Puck's saying that the ropes are there's something weird about them. Hare is suspecting it might be some kind of trap. I think one of you two might need to go over there and have a look. But I'm gonna head up and hide behind the wash house, and if anything happens, I'll make a distraction. But stay quiet.
Yeah, sort of move and scratch my head, and even as I do that, like small movement, and the arm like half scrapes against the armor.
Yep.
Is probably best if you go, Mr. Ghost.
No worries. DM, well, while they were doing that, I would just want to check out the back of the mess hall. Are there, like, windows or ways to see inside from out here?
Yes, there are. Give me a perception or investigation check.
Not bad. Pretty sure that's going to be investigation. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You kind of like, they're quite high windows, so you can't necessarily see through them, but you do hear voices murmuring in there and the sound of cutlery. It sounds like that room is got people in there.
Alright. Bella, I'll go help Puck, but just we might have to make a bolt for it.
You're right. I'll be up here, Reese.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna keep like an eye on round here.
Yep.
And as soon as if I see something look like, essentially I'll play it as it goes out. But if it feels like they're gonna, like they've done something, they've made a loud noise, or they might get caught, I'm gonna pop out and do something.
Sure. All right, you make your way up there, and you see a couple of orcs like rounding around the hospital quarter. You see some lights on in some of the rooms, but otherwise there are only orcs on the outside, and they do seem to just be patrolling, not specifically looking.
Like round here and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to. I'll wait till I see a clear spot. There's no orcs around, and I will come to the back of the mess hall, kind of going, oh, I need my ruler for this, and come from the rock that I'm at, and come to here before heading in this direction.
Sure.
Just want to see if I can actually get a look through a window and see what I can see in there, whether it's just the orcs or medical staff and the rest is our kitchen staff, that sort of thing.
Just as you're about to make your dart across, you finally get to a window that you can kind of pop your head up on, and someone's standing in the way. And when they move out of the way, you see a smattering of hospital staff eating, and one of the orcs is standing by the door.
Sure. That's cool. So I'll get to the edge of the building.
You don't see, though, any notable names.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. I'll get to the edge of the building and pull out a collar I think I've used once before, put it over my neck, tap a switch and crack the canister on the bottom of it, and I'm going to change my appearance to be that of one of the medical staff.
Right. You adorn
no one in particular,
Yep.
mask on, bit of blood.
Get the mask, get the adorned nurse's outfit, like the robes and the white with the red on the band, and for anyone else watching, I guess Molotov and Hera would probably be here. You see Ghost take on the form of something else, which, juxtaposing what you're up against, it's quite interesting to see.
And then I'll just give another scan for any orcs and I'll make my way swiftly from the corner of the mess hall into behind where Puck is hiding out as well. Still trying not to be seen.
Sure.
But hoping that...
Crossing that open space, I'm going to need a stealth check from you.
Absolutely. Let's just go to my spells and tick that off. Oh boy. Oh, it's pretty good, DM. Natural 18 on the dice for the 20.
You get to Puck and just take a breath. Nothing seems to have spotted you. Ghost. I'm assuming. Oh, no, actually, no, he wouldn't know it was Ghost.
Yeah.
Puck looks up at you. Freezes for a second.
Friendly face. Don't do anything stupid.
Lets a breath out. This rope. Look, he gets his knife out and starts zigzagging on it, and it's not cutting through the rope at all.
False. Oh no.
What do we do?
If I take a closer look at it and see if I can pick up whether this is a magical reinforcement or a physical one.
Are you casting something?
No, I am not.
You're just trying to get a sense of it? That's a Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Oh.
Sorry,
You
24 or something like that.
look over it and you see Puck trying to cut into this rope, and you see little bits of the rope kind of and then circling back together. You see it's like slightly damaging it, but it looks like a very strong rope by magical means, and it goes around Obak and then around Swiftscale. Like around their collar, like they've been not giving collars, but like, yeah, it's not strangling them or anything, but it's tying them up.
Yeah.
Around their harnesses, let's say.
I might have something that could take a couple of minutes. We're gonna have to be careful.
Well, anything. We can't be sitting here for too long. And then you see him kind of like count in his head, and he goes, pushes you up against the wall, and that same guard comes and then walks away again. He has now clocked his routine.
Nice. Good on you, Puck. Right. Right. Here's what I need you to do. Try cutting first strand and then immediately wrap around to the third one. And so what I'm going to attempt to do is instruct Puck to cut in such a way that I can simultaneously cast the mending spell and mend broken strands back onto each other, so I end up mending two cut ends of rope onto themselves. So it's cutting through strands, and I'm pulling the strands back and mending them back into each other.
I like it. Puck takes a second to understand what you're saying, and alright, pulls out his a dagger, and you ready?
Yep, I pull out my tinkerer's tools and like tap the end of like one of the spines. It just glows a light, very soft blue at the tip. Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, you can give me an Arcana check, or a... What would it be? A lockpicking would be sleight of hand, I guess.
I have proficiency with lockpicks.
Yeah,
so I can just give you a...
Let's go with that, but you can go with advantage because Puck can't roll.
No worries. What is my...
It's the two...
That is my... It's my dex plus my proficiency, so plus... So it's either Arcana or lockpick.
Yeah.
Skills. Yeah, we're gonna go with Arcana on that one.
Alright. With advantage.
Add advantage. Fucking awesome, thank God for advantage. A 3 and a 19 on the dice for a 25.
25. Hera and Molokov, what are you up to? As you see now, this nurse and Puck kind of hovering over this rope, trying to do something. Now Obak is kind of like, like moving around, and Swiftscale is kind of like kneeling down, but they are definitely moving around.
I suppose still just sort of staying where I am, keeping an eye on. Probably would have been keeping an eye on that guard, walking back and seeing Puck do the little hide thing, realize that they've sort of clocked him and he's got that little routine. So I'll be just keeping an eye out, I guess, on any other guards and just seeing if anyone else looks like they're making their way over to there, like uncharacteristically sort of thing. Like no one else has made that route so far, so now I'm just keeping watch for it's just if anyone else is heading that direction.
Sure. You do see now that both Ghost and Puck are leant over this rope and they're cutting and trying to do something. You see a little blue light coming from Ghost's hands as well. You do see that guard coming back one final time.
Fucking they're deep in concentration.
Correct.
Okay, well.
Should that cause a distraction?
No, I have an idea. Maybe I'll try something. Just let's see if this works. And I'm going to point at the guard, and I'm going to cast message, and I'm going to just I'm just going to whisper, so that it comes through into his head as a whisper, and I'm just going to go, "Help me! Help me! Help me! It's the sending tower. I'm in the sending tower. Help me!"
Roll me a persuasion check.
What a good.
I like to think as well that Hera was doing the echoes as well. Help me, help me, help me.
Yes, yeah, and I would have done that in the whisper.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Persuasion.
Yep.
Oh, good. +0. That's a 14.
You see him stop and turn around to the tower. Hey, Drog. You see another orc go look over to him. With me. And they both turn around and start heading towards the tower as Puck continues to cut and you guys continue to mend, and finally the rope, and you see it just loosen and untie itself from Swiftscale and Obuck. And if you so choose, you can pick up a rope of entanglement.
Absolutely. Although I think it's now half its length, or however much
No, it'll
you've
be
decided I've cut off it.
it'll be 30 feet in total.
Cool.
Guys, that was some great D&Ding all around.
Oh,
Cutting that rope that way was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And distracting the guard that way was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Absolutely, and good call out. Hera and Ghost, you can have a point of inspiration.
oh.
Fuck yes.
But the rope is now loose, and Puck goes, well, I'm going to stick to the plan. And he gets up on Swiftscale and goes, and runs kind of in a big loop and starts coming back round behind those rocks. Obert kind of just looks down to you, Ghost. And Vargir, you see that the rope is now off.
Okay. I was literally just about to say, seeing the rope slip off, I'll sort of turn again and then point up towards where Vargir is and just say, the mounts are free. Call Obuck. We're getting the fuck out of here.
You're muted.
You can respond to this message.
Thank you. Yeah. On my way, and I'll come round, back down to pretty much like here, and then if you're all right with that, Reese, unless you need me to roll or do anything.
No. You come around the outside again, and you see Obuck standing with Ghost, and you may be trying to get him out a little bit, but you're also aware that Obuck's quite big.
Yeah, in the hopes I'll in the hopes that you're holding onto the rope that's holding onto Obuck, I'll go give and call him over.
All right, with Ghost leading Obuck over. If you choose, obviously you can let Obuck go by himself.
I think if I managed to catch eyes with Vargir before that happened, I'd look back behind me towards Starfucks and go,
1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, you can choose to wait.
Yeah, I'll wait.
And do I don't think I know, but would I assume that one of these would be the holding of Dr. Rathbone?
You believe that he was residing in the hospital quarter.
Who's in the hospital corner?
Yep.
Okay, never mind. I'll spend approximately 20 seconds going between. Oh, that's not my mouse. These 4 buildings, and just see if I can find any other see any other medical stuff in there.
Okay.
Through a window or something. If I don't, I don't.
A quick look around, and you see that they're still lived in, but there doesn't seem to be anyone here. Everyone seems to be feeding in the mess hall.
I'm gonna be.
Huh?
I'll just be like,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like 15 seconds, and then you see me again. If you're not.
and I'll give the whistle, and
Ooh.
when
A big grin comes across his face, and he starts like
boy.
trotting over to you.
And I'll do the Legolas swing up onto the mount and then
nice.
ride off.
All
But
right.
like it's not as glorious. It's not like a giant, like a graceful horse. It's just like this waddling thing, and I'm like.
Yeah, I would say that you can kind of like get off to the side of camp, and Hera, Molokov, and Ghost, you're kind of left at the rocks for now. But if you want to ditch, you can. But Puck and Vargir have kind of got back at least to the rock pillars.
And then, yeah. So I think we move quickly now, yes?
Yeah, you don't need anything else from the town?
No, I don't think so.
Do we go north?
Then.
Before they notice that we've been and gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Hustle. We don't have long before that guard gets back.
No,
Exactly.
I can't believe that actually worked.
All right, so you back up
Let's
into
go,
the
let's
rock
go.
gardens as well, and you see Swiftscale and Obuck rejoined the party. So, where are we going? We can't stay here.
Heading to
Let's go,
Staralaska. Keeping off the
Suppose.
roads.
Let's just
No
go
way.
north for now. We can work our way west.
All right,
Into the rock.
let's travel for a good hour or two before we rest, I reckon.
Good
Call.
And you guys start heading north, leaving the aid camp behind you. There is no interaction for the rest of the evening as you finally find a place to kind of settle down. And you kind of, instead of going into the rock gardens, you're kind of starting to arc out of them. There's one pillar every 30, 40, 50 feet now. But my question to you is, are you doing anything before you sleep to prepare for the journeys ahead? You're back now with your mounts. I'm assuming Puck will spend some quality time with Swiftscale. Obuck kind of doesn't try to leave your side, Vargir, but as a full party again, what is the go?
We were so freaking lucky to get out of there in one piece. I don't know what it is you did, Hera, to strike that guard, but good on you.
I had a little idea and thought perhaps it might be enough to just mess with the routine. And it worked.
What do you think the chances are that we can actually, or that you could channel your message through the sending, through the dragon ship?
Yes, I think I actually have one more charge left for the day. Do you think it's worth sitting down with it for an hour or two and trying to contact Shapiro?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's only really a certain amount I can say. Perhaps we jot down a few notes and I read out a list of information slash requests.
Not a bad idea. Hey, it was Puck that went into the sending tower, right? Did he break in there?
No, it was Hera.
Look at it. It was here. It was you.
It was me.
Perhaps I can jig something similar to the antenna to suit this dragon shard. Are you able to describe what it looked like?
Sure, I can tell you what was set up, sort of thing, and I'll explain how it was like the gem up the top and the little like encasement sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looked like that. The whole tower itself was powered by the gem, but the gem was the source of the sending and the power, anyways.
So if I take an hour, even if I have to give you the dragon shard for an hour for you to attune to it, that's fine. But if I take an hour to pull out some of these salvage and broken weapons and that sort of thing, and start sort of bending and twisting pieces to create a sort of antenna structure.
Yep.
Leaving a small vessel on top for Hera's earring to fit in or slot in.
Yep.
Um,
It's more, you don't have to attune to the Dragon Shard. Hera's attuned to her item. The Dragon Shard will be used to power this device.
That's right. That's right. So I will create a sort of arcane circuit, and I'll probably get stuck at some point and be like, damn it, Molokov, you're a little more in tune with the flow of energy. Do you see where I'm going wrong?
Yeah, he'll sort of come over and he'll sort of think about how, like, you know, work on you with it, with you building the structure, and he'll sort of figure out the connections that need to be made to potentially either draw power from the earring or supply power to the earring or to whatever the slot is that you've made, and see if he can. And he can weirdly
It may
see
even
not
it
that
may even
fuel-
just be a chain from the top of the dragon
Yeah.
shard structure, so that Hera can actually physically
Hmm.
place that to the earring and channel that energy.
And not that he'll remember it, but you can see he's almost creating a slot that looked very, very much the same as the one that he shoved the dragon shard into in the dream
Yep.
in his
Ah.
armor. A very crude sort of version of that.
Alright, can Molokov and Ghost give me intelligence rolls or one with advantage?
Should we go one each?
Yeah, go on.
Let's go one each.
Since no one's disadvantaged anymore. That's a 18
Oh, you'll never fuck.
with a so 19.
19. What did you-
Natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
24.
You put this thing together and you feel like if Hera's earring goes onto the top of this, then it should, through the earring, be able to amplify the sending spell to its intended host. Or receiver, I should say. Hera, you see this thing, keeping in mind that it will be the sending spell, so it does have a limit.
Yeah.
I get very excited for a second once we finish building, and I like punch Molokov in the thigh. I'm like, yeah, well, damn, never done that before.
Fuck,
Good
I
job.
love when it all comes together there. It really is something.
Well,
it's just
it's
gives me-
quite an impressive structure as well. Like it's probably comes up to shoulder height, kind of thing, as this antenna. But
maybe we don't. Oh yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, just you have put together something that with a dragon shard, you are amplifying a spell's ability.
Maybe we shouldn't pat ourselves on the back until we see if Hedda can make it work.
Yeah, good point. At least we know the flow works.
This is
Yeah,
true.
Derry. Ah, really tickles my taint, that does.
That's very graphic.
Hey, don't think about it too much. Right. Okay. Right. Well, only one thing left to do. Try it out.
Edda.
Oh, notes. You need notes. Shit. What are we saying to him?
Let
Good
me
point.
have a look at it for a second as well. I'll probably, while you're jotting some notes down, be like sort of walking around this little contraption, touching it in spots, and probably realizing the fact that not just for message, but this could amplify any of my spells.
Possibly.
Quite an interesting charge of arcane we have here today.
Guess it's just one more thing to thank Terranish for.
Yeah, she's actually being quite helpful.
More importantly, Shapiro. That's what I want to say to him.
That is a good question.
Well, I think first of all we say just very quick who it is. We tell him we're on our way back. I will probably mention that there was no mummy in the tomb, but we have information and you need a safe way back. There's danger. Do we mention, you know, to his friend?
Lafont? Oh,
No. What? Well,
Yes.
Lafont is done.
I feel like that is in person news. It's not something you tell someone over the phone.
Okay. Okay.
What's the phone?
Oh, it's these things we had in the city.
You pay 1/4 and you get the sending for 30 seconds.
Huh. They have that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sounds
city's a wonderful place. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
A churros party. Mission successful. We are compromised.
Lafon's on our tail. Nobody but important information. We'll be there in, what, a week?
8 days.
8 days.
On that note, I think it might be smarter if we head to north to Bethel. If timing's correct, I'm not quite sure. We can get to Vaktharond in 3 or 4 days, and then take the lightning rail back to Starluska. Might save us some time, but it's also less direct.
Just remember, though, that the train to Starluska we had to wait a week for last time.
We don't even know what day we're on at the moment.
No, we don't.
Safer bet just heading back to the city.
And just as players, I don't know if there was a reason we went to we had to meet Chua and Staroska.
Yeah, and then we cut on an angle because he said it would be faster than taking the roads.
it's also where the headquarters of Jurassico are.
Yeah, and we picked up a convoy. We dropped aid down to the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
picked up the convoy, and also they had to do some business the night before.
Yeah.
But that's also where the inn is, and a couple of other friendly faces.
I think we get there faster by just going straight there.
Reese, could you change the Roll20 map to the main one?
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, right.
Vatheron is actually further away than I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like 6 days away.
Yeah.
5.5. Yeah, I think just head straight to Saraluska.
Let's do it.
Get as much
Hey,
paper
all right.
as we can. More distance between us and changelings, the better.
They'll be hot in our tail at this point. We should expect trouble no matter where we get to.
Well,
We
we've
just have
got
to be
the
smart.
eyes in the sky now, yes?
In saying that, taking the longer route might not even be a bad option. They're expecting that we're going to hurry back to the city. They might take the same idea and try the short route. If we
Might
spend a bit of
also
time.
point out as well that we're getting more into the open. As I remember, it's more of a arid plains than cover.
If we, instead of heading straight northwest to Starluska, why don't we just head directly west and then come up?
Along the road.
Much longer road, but they wouldn't be expecting we would
No,
do
I
that.
mean, I said along the road, because I think that'll take us. I think those yellow dots are the roads.
The yellow dots are the lightning rail.
Lightning rail.
Red is the
Oh,
road.
the red's the roads, gotcha.
We would come up this road, but
Yeah.
we wouldn't. Yeah.
That still leaves us out in the open.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
but-
we're going a different direction to where they may think we're going. It's not a bad idea.
Also, in my mind, yes, out in the open for us, but also out in the open for
Them.
watching
They-
them. You know, like for watching our backs. We're gonna have, you know, again a little like we're gonna have a bird in the sky. That can, you know, potentially be watching our back.
And keep in
right,
mind,
Jay?
they might
Yeah.
be they'll be at least a day behind us. If
We can only hope.
well, LaFon's was still at the fuck, what is it called?
You
If
can,
LaFon's is still at the tomb, he would have to still come all the way back to Kenrun, then pack all the stuff
Rally
or whatever many he's taken, and then start moving. It's not
Look.
gonna be.
I would like to throw him off, but I don't think it's going to be worth our while to be trying to do these, you know, like directional throwing him off. I think if he's going to see us, he's going to see us. He's got enough scouts. I think we make a beeline for Starawaska, take the same road we took in as much as we can. And take it from
Okay.
there.
If we're gonna take the same route, though, we're gonna have to be extra vigilant. So maybe Hera,
Okay.
you stay in your little thing and ride on Obak with me, and I'll hold on to you so you don't fall off.
okay, that works.
And I'll,
The only
I'll
motherfucker
lift
on the
Hera
ground.
up and put Hera like I'll chuck you in front of me, so then when you you're not gonna roll off to the side, and I'll have my arms around Hera holding the reins, or just
Yeah, we
holding
still
the
have
head
to-
of Obak.
Just have to send a message. We're not running away right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're about to take a long rest.
Oh, are we?
It's like nighttime now. We've gotten a couple of hours out of Kenrun.
Wouldn't it be
Well,
better
perhaps-
to travel at night?
Up to you.
Quite possibly so.
I think at least for this night, I think
Yeah.
all of us need a rest. Let's let Hera not get exhausted again.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yep.
But perhaps I wait until the morning and then contact Shapiro.
That might be more respectful.
It's
Well-
coming into the evening. We start a new day tomorrow and contact him. Means he has the
Okay.
whole day to prepare and you know.
I just
Why not? Why not?
I'd hate to
have-
think that we run into trouble during the night and we don't get that opportunity. I think it might be now or never.
Okay.
Keep in mind, why not as well? I know you've already written down your thing, but might not be a bad idea to see if he can send some people to meet us halfway.
That's what I was going to ask for some sort of escort.
That way, LaFons might be a little more hesitant and just coming out right and swinging at us. No harm in asking.
Trying that could help us out. Do you have your message?
I do.
All right.
It's,
Keep your
show me
words
what's
precise.
written down. Okay, so I have 30 words, right?
25.
25. Fuck me. Okay.
Or if someone else wants to count so I can listen to what he's exactly saying.
Okay, let me just...
You can take the time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna...
Let's get it sorted.
Okay, so... I'm just trying to think of what I'm gonna say, so... Who did we leave with, guys?
Achura.
Sure, so it's...
Hera starts drawing some stuff in the sand, like...
We're like looking over his shoulder, like, no, that doesn't make any sense. You can't just say one word.
Dead. Pyramid.
Why is Marshmallow in here? You don't need that.
Enemies coming, disintegrate.
I imagine this is actually very hard for Hera too. This is like, wait, I have to actually formulate what I'm going to say. This is probably one of the most challenging things for her to do.
Mumbling and rambling and changing direction 6 times in a sentence. Okay, I will... Yep, so... Just...
So you take the earring off.
And yeah, I'll take the earring off and I'm gonna like hold it and connect it to the little connector thing.
You see some gears start to turn and the red dragon shard just gives off a faint glow.
Shapiro. This is Atura's group. We are returning from camp. Mission was semi-successful. No mummy. Information. Danger following. LaFons. Dangerous. Please send escort.
You don't have to use the last word.
Yeah, I'll just... no. Yeah, I already said the
Those are the last 4 words. Is no.
You cast the spell and you see the earring kind of get a bit of a red glow with it too, and this device kind of hums and vibrates, and you see the red dragon shard kind of give a soft pulse. For a moment, there is silence. And another moment passes. Before you see the red dragon shard pulse again. and in your head here you hear the more upper-class regal voice of Shapiro come back, but it is staticky, and it's not 100% clear. And it kind of comes through as, well met. Sounds like a bit of strife. There's safety in the stars. Keep your chin up. End of message. You're muted.
See the glow of the gem and the sort of look on the listening look, and then sort of a squint. And what the fuck does that mean? I don't know if he's sending help. He seems far too cheerful that we don't find the mummy. But I don't know. We sleep tonight and then we make our move. He knows we're on our way back at least.
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But did we pick up a single sending stone?
No.
I thought we might have gotten one off the changeling we had pinned at the goblin camp. I might be incorrect.
I don't think so.
I don't think he had a sending stone. I could be wrong though. I can't remember what he had on him.
Okay, I think that's a Jed question.
Yeah. We can look into that, but
Yeah.
if either way, you would have only had one.
Yeah.
And sending stones go to each other.
They do.
But if that with that message, I assume Hera relays that message to all of you.
Yeah, like after that sort of what the fuck does that mean? I'll see like almost the puzzled looks and I'll tell them exactly what he said and then almost ask if anyone knows what that means, especially maybe Puck. Does the stars,
Yeah,
safety of the stars mean anything to you?
It almost sounds like a code of some sort. Seems an odd way to speak to someone.
I'm gonna pull out, just like I'll reach into my satchel and I'll pull out a scrap bit of paper and I'm just gonna like, while it's still fresh in my head, jot down what he said.
Yep. The only connection I can make with stars is Star Alaska, but the rest of it doesn't really make sense.
Does he mean to travel at night? I don't know.
Who knows?
Perhaps.
Keep your chin up. How can he be so cherry at this point in time?
That's what confused me. Chin up. Safety in the stars.
Whatever it means, I definitely need some rest.
Agreed.
We all do. I wish I'd written that down. I was too busy.
We travel first thing in the morning, and Puck will start to get ready for bed.
Okay, I'll keep first eye out.
All right.
I'll stay with you.
Okay, good.
Well, this message well met. Sounds like. What do you say next? I can remember the rest.
Well, mate, sounds like a bit of strife. No fear, there's safety in the stars. Keep your chin up. As for the rest, is there any interaction you want to have, Markov and Hera?
No, I think. Again, sort of waiting for everyone to settle down.
Yep.
Once again, though, take off the cloak. Let the mark start glowing.
Yep.
And he's gonna pull out the Star House of Making book.
Yep.
That he found. Well, that he has.
Yep.
And see if he's going to be just sort of. He's given it a fair read already, for as much as he can, but he's going to do just a skim over, looking for those words, safety in the stars.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Hero, you'll also notice that he pulls this out, one of the books that he got from Zodor's office.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I'll probably see him pull out a book and then give a little peek over his shoulder, just see what he's reading, and not like to read it, but just be like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Studying some.
Yeah, +3 brings me to 11.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any quotations of that exactly.
But yeah, that'll be how I spend this time before bed.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of, I guess, keeping an ear out, knowing that we are potentially in a little bit of danger, more so than maybe the night before. But probably thinking on those words that Shapiro said, and I want to, it's like I'll spend some of the watch keeping a watch, but almost keep going back to glancing down at it, and I'll almost, Molokov's reading his book and then puts it down for a second. I'll take a seat as well, and I want to just sort of thinking on what Puck said about Star Alaska. I want to read the passage like 2 or 3 times and see if I can find the letters to make other words out of it, and almost start going like, okay, well, there's no K, so I can't write Star Alaska, but
Yep.
what if I pull this and almost just try to sit there and maybe pull out another scrap bit of paper and just jot down words that I can make without using letters that I've already used, and stuff like that, and spend a bit of time
Sure, give me an intelligence check.
trying to discern whether there could be a message in here. Oh, disadvantage, you bastard.
One more night.
I know, but I'm trying to do these things now. That's a 7. Could have been a 19, but it's a 7.
You almost let it play into your head too much that there's a code, and so you start looking for real cryptic messages, and you're just not getting anywhere, and the letters are not lining up, and
Yeah, I'm trying to find a message, and I don't know what the message could be.
Yeah.
So I'm making a message and going, no, those words don't work in a sentence together. That
The last one you called was like, "You will die tonight."
Nope, that's not it.
3 times.
But other than that, Moloko and Hera, your watch goes without incident as you go to wake up Ghost and Vargir for their turn.
Yeah, but
Easy.
I'll probably jump on Obak. I've missed him. Give him a big belly rub and chuck him definitely some food, because
Yes.
I imagine that Obak will be starving.
He eats it. It seems like he hasn't been starving, but he hasn't had good food.
Yeah. And I'll lead Obak, just kind of like walk by Obak. I'm not on him, just like walk together. And then sit down on the grass somewhere with Obak. And without taking anything too cryptically or anything, I'm just going to watch the stars in the direction of Star Alaska.
Sure. Give me a perception check, and Ghost, you can start describing what you're doing, noticing that Vargir is doing this as well.
Are we kind of we're still in a little bit of that rocky, rocky forest.
Very kind of edges of it though.
Yeah.
What was the roll, Vargir?
18.
All right, noted. Ghost.
Yeah. Get to thinking for a second, but I'm just gonna go. Not far from camp, 30 to 50 feet, and find somewhere a little more elevated for me to sit and kind of look back in the direction of Kenran. But I'm going to rack my brain at the same time to see if I can remember the name of the roads that lead in and out of Star Alaska, which I might know, I might not.
I don't think you'd know them.
Okay. So I give up on that pretty quickly. And we are under a starred sky.
You look up, follow Vargir's gaze, and yeah, there's a spattering of clouds, but you can see the stars up there.
Yeah, cool. I will keep a watch as normal, paying particular attention to the darkest parts of the shadows between these spires, and just stay vigilant on watch and mildly concerned.
All right. You look up into the sky, Vargir, and you notice the clouds moving past and some constellations you probably are familiar with. And you just
I've
kind
spent
of
many a nights out, watching the stars.
And you kind of just get the feeling of what could be beyond. You know, these stars are always just dots up in the sky, but from what you've experienced over the last few days, there might be more to what's beyond the veil of perception. But other than that, there's nothing up in the sky that takes your notice, and your watch goes without incident, and Puck takes the last one. As you all kind of wake up in the morning, ready to start heading towards the city. Is there anything you'd like to do to prepare for the journey?
Oh boy.
There
Change
was
my spells.
There was one thing.
Yeah.
And this is up to DM, but with that thought in mind, and as well with some idea of that Vargir wants to kind of explore it a little bit more of himself, when he does go back to sleep for that last watch, I would like to try, like, do the same steps going into that dream state that we did.
Okay. You rest and you give a thought, give a breath, and imagine yourself in a state conscious. You feel Tin by your side, even though your eyes are closed. You think together we could travel somewhere. Give me a wisdom check.
Sure. 17 plus 1, 18. Jeez, this dice is done fucking amazing today.
You concentrate. And you think of standing in a place that is not real. That is not here. And as you breathe in and you give a long exhale, your eyes kind of flutter open. And you see Puck grabbing his bag going, well, we better get on the road. And you may have had some flashes of images over the night, but you did not transport yourself anywhere.
Yeah, cool. Sure. Cool.
As everyone else kind of awakens. Well, I'm going to be jumping on Swift Scale. Does everyone else have means of if we're traveling fast?
I believe Hera's going to be traveling with me. Is that right?
Yes, I'll won't be much of a conversation, but can have eyes and ears further ahead.
It's all right.
So we're all sort of gearing up, and Malika's chucking on the armor, and watch it sort of like turns around and looks at everyone else, and Hera getting pulled up on Obak, and sort of dawns on him for the first time. We're about to make this massive trip, and he's the only one fucking walking.
Yeah.
Just
That's why I was thinking about that. I can't put you on envy. You're the same fucking size, but
I was thinking about it. No, there's no one I can sit with.
Nope. Unfortunately.
There was something I was working on for a while. I haven't had time to adapt it to my own boots yet, but it might help you out, at least for part of the day. Here, and I'll go fishing through a briefcase, and I pull out essentially what is almost a tank tread that clips on the side of your boot. It'll take a little bit of adjustment, but with each step you take, you almost roll. But it's very stable. It's like you're in a walking position, like you're walking on a treadmill, and that treadmill is
on a travelator. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like when you like a travelator at the airport. You just yeah. That's cool. I like it.
So it only lasts for an hour each time, but at least for 3 hours of the day, I can give you long strider.
Oh.
Okay, well, I like that idea, but I would hate for you to spend yourself for this trip.
To give us some distance.
I mean,
All right. How's this for an idea, though? Give me 10 minutes.
Puck kind of like rears to scale around, getting impatient.
let's just keep this in mind. In saying that, none of you are slower than Obak. Let's just establish that.
How slow is Obak?
Well, Obak's 30 feet.
Ah.
So you're not. If you give him long strider, I'm just going to be behind.
Yeah, it's more the fact that you're not exerting energy whilst riding on Obak.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, understood.
No, I think if that's the case, he isn't. Yeah, we're not going to be like storming ahead. I think Molokop will begrudgingly just walk along.
Yeah, it's just sad because you're walking.
Yeah.
Now, in saying that, like Obak isn't like stuck at that, like because obviously this is not square travel. Obak can get up a jog, and Envy can stuff like that, and even Molokov can be running on the side. But yes,
yeah.
Y'all ever run a marathon in heavy armor?
Yeah.
I'll probably.
Do you want to know what the idea was, though? If we decide to do it later, it's Tids' floating disc with two.
Oh my god! Yes.
Like a chariot.
Oh my god! Amazing. Yeah.
I was gonna say
that'd be great.
And get pulled behind.
Yeah.
In the middle of travel at some point, I will look down to you. I imagine that you're going to be running alongside me while Hera's there. And I'll look down and I'll be like, hey, Dad, I don't mind swapping out if you want to ride.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Is it fine? Can I roll insight on that?
You brought a yak, it's fine. I will walk. I did not bring a yak.
No insight needed, but...
You know, no insight needed. Absolutely, he's a little bit salty.
No, it's fine. You brought a yak.
I didn't bring yak, you brought yak, it's fine.
What I will get, though, is a perception check from Patrick as you start moving across the arid plains.
From Patrick.
Perception check.
No, this is Patrick.
Not my perception, his perception.
Yep.
No, 14.
14. As your eyes have rolled back, Hera, and you're on the back of Obak, Patrick flies a bit ahead, but still keeping you in sight, and goes up quite high, and you can kind of see the five of you moving along the plains. Occasionally circles back and looks behind you, and you can see the rock gardens now going off into the distance. But for a solid day's travel, stopping for rations when you need to, and trying to wear off the sun that is not beating down, but it's quite warm. The party travels in a straight line towards Saraluska. It's as the sun starts to set that Patrick sees in the distance a dot. A dot that starts to grow bigger. Seems like there's a creature or an object in the sky. And down on the ground, you guys start to hear start coming through the air. Patrick swoops down back to you, Hera, and says, incoming.
Sort of roll back, and I don't think this is a good sign, but Patrick just said incoming.
You mean incoming? I'll look behind us.
No, from up there.
As you point out, Hera, you all now see this dot coming towards you from the sky as you all kind of look up. And as you do, you see the blue energies from the side and the sails of the airship with the griffin coming out from the front, the symbol of House Jurasko, flying in down low as the dust starts kicking up as the airship approaches to land. That is where we'll end the session.
Sick.
Oh,
Very nice.
yeah, shit, travel.
It's alright.